President Trump unveiling his pick for the Supreme Court later today. And NBC News has learned the president has decided to select federal appeals court judge Amy Coney Barrett, a favorite of conservatives and the leading contender all along. We've got the story covered from all angles, but we do want to begin with NBC's justice correspondent Pete Williams, who's live at the Supreme Court with more on Barrett and how she could change the court for decades to come. Pete, good morning to you.
Kristen, anybody that President Trump nominates to succeed Justice Ginsburg would move the court firmly to the right. Her conservative supporters hope she'll make a difference in how the court views abortion, and that's also what her opponents say she would do.
President Trump already knows Amy Coney Barrett. He put her on the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals based in Chicago 3 years ago. At age 48, she'd be the youngest justice able to serve for decades to come. A native of Indiana, she's a former Notre Dame law professor and a devout Catholic. As a student, she co-wrote a law review article that said Catholic judges are morally precluded from enforcing the death penalty. In 2003, she suggested that a key Supreme Court decision upholding Roe v. Wade and a right to abortion was wrongly decided. If she's confirmed, the court would be more likely to uphold efforts by the states to restrict access to abortion. But it's by no means certain that a court with her and without Justice Ginsburg would have the 5 votes necessary to overturn Roe v. Wade, because it's not at all clear whether Chief Justice John Roberts and even Justice Brett Kavanaugh would vote to overturn such an established precedent. At her appeals court confirmation hearing in 2017, Barrett said she would decide cases based on the law, not her faith.
I would stress that my personal church affiliation or my religious belief would not bear on the discharge of my duties as a judge.
And if she's confirmed, the court would probably be more likely to broaden the reach of gun rights. If she's confirmed, by the time the Supreme Court hears a make-or-break challenge to Obamacare in mid-November, she might be inclined to rule for the red states challenging the law. She's been critical of the court's 2012 ruling upholding it. Judge Barrett has a busy home life. Her husband Jesse is a lawyer and former federal prosecutor in Indiana. They have 7 young children, including 2 adopted from Haiti and 1 with Down syndrome.
3 years ago, she was confirmed by a vote of 55 to 43, but given the sharp divisions in the Senate now, the vote is likely to be even closer.